In this video, you'll learn how to change your preferences in Fusion 360. In the upper right corner of Fusion 360, click your name, then click Preferences to open the Preferences dialog. The Preferences dialog is organized into logical categories to help you quickly find the settings you want to change. The preferences in the General category control the way Fusion 360's interface behaves. You can control system settings like language, graphics driver selection, and live update settings, as well as file settings like offline cache, versioning, and recovery time interval. If you've used other modeling programs and prefer a different modeling orientation, pan, zoom, and orbit shortcuts, orbit type, zoom direction, or camera pivot, you can change those settings here too. And whether you prefer to use gesture-based view navigation or not, you can turn that on or off as well. You can toggle settings like tooltips, command prompts, default measure, in-command errors and warnings, and Fusion team notifications to help you learn the nuances of Fusion 360 without leaving the program. The General category also contains workspace-specific sections, where you can adjust your preferences for each workspace. In the API section, you can change the default language for scripts and add-ins, as well as their default paths and your debugging port. For the Design workspace, you can adjust the way components, sketches, and bodies display and behave. For the Manufacture workspace, you can specify an external editor, enable cloud libraries, adjust which properties display in the browser, and adjust the display and behavior of toolpath prompts and inspection results. For the Electronics workspace, you can adjust the way schematics and boards display and behave. For the Render workspace, you can adjust the default environment, ground plane, and camera settings for rendering. For the Drawing workspace, you can adjust the default standard, unit, sheet size, and annotation settings for newly created drawings. For the Simulation workspace, you can adjust the processor and glyph settings used for simulations. The preferences in the Material category let you set a default physical material for newly created designs. You also have the option to apply a separate appearance material here if it suits your needs. The preferences in the Mesh category let you adjust how mesh models insert and display in Fusion 360. The preferences in the Graphics category let you control graphics settings to help you optimize the display and performance of Fusion 360. The preferences in the Network category let you adjust network proxy and server verification settings that affect network access. The preferences in the Data Collection and Use category let you opt in or out of the Desktop Analytics program, Google Analytics, and personalized communication. This data helps the Fusion 360 team improve performance and stability and provide you with customized tips and feature information. The preferences in the Unit and Value Display category let you customize precision, notation, and format display for different units and values. Note that there is a separate section that lets you designate different unit and value display settings for the Simulation and Generative Design workspaces. The preferences in the Default Units category let you set default units for the Design, Manufacture, Simulation, and Generative Design workspaces. Note that if you change the default units for the Design workspace, the new default units only apply to new designs. The same is true of the default units for the Manufacture, Simulation, and Generative Design workspaces. The Simulation and Generative Design section lets you adjust additional default units that are useful in those workspaces: length, mass, time, force, pressure, temperature, energy, power, acceleration, and angle. The preferences in the Preview Functionality category let you try and provide feedback on new functionality in Fusion 360. Some preview features provide access to entire new functionality, while others improve existing workflows. Preview features may be released in Fusion 360 or released as part of an extension in a future update. You can filter preview features by workspace or by preview type. Public, Extension, or Insider Preview. Now you know how to access and modify preferences in Fusion 360. Thanks for watching.